Hi, today we're going to be starting this bracelet with a link loop on both sides. Since it is a Greek wave, Greek waves normally have two main colors. So we are going to pass one color, one string through the next strings, and they meet or intersect at their middle points. Mathematics. With or intersect at the middle points. And we'll do the same thing for our next two strings. Remember, this pattern is a long one, so we take like, let's say 42 inches and fold them in half. So we're going to take one end, which we made longer for our loop, from the orange part and make a backward forward knot. I'm going to probably make like 6 to 10 backward forward knots, maybe 7 instead. I just want to have a little curve on this side because we're going to make two different colors. There, I'll get back to you. Now I'm done. So now I'm going to remove one from the pile and make another backward forward knot on the remaining two strings. Done. Now take another from the pile and add up. Now make a backward forward knot over our last string. We are making a linked loop. So now flip or turn to the other side. We're going to start with our dark blue, which looks black on camera, but dark blue. We are going to make a forward backward knot. So before we were making backward forward knots, but because we are on the other side, we're going to make forward backward knots. So forward, and now our backward part, and please make sure you're pulling them in the left direction so that they don't come to the other side. Now make the same amount of knots you made for the first half on this side, and I'll get back to you when I want to start my linked part of the loop. So now remove one from the pile and knot. Make a forward backward knot over the remaining two strings. Now remove one more from the pile. Now make a forward backward knot over the last string. We are done with our loop. Now throughout this bracelet you see pictures popping up probably on the left side. Yes, left side. So we've used our clipboard. We're now going to make three forward knots and one forward backward knot on the last orange string. So 3 forward knots. Make sure that the first forward knot doesn't come loose. Make it extremely tight. Then you can make the remaining of your knots loose, but not very loose. Remember, on our last string here we are going to make a forward backward knot. Now we're going to pick our first orange string, which is the one in the middle right now, and we're going to make 3 backward knots over the 3 dark blue strings. This orange string will end up on the edge of the left side. We're done with this string. Now taking the second orange string, which is now in the middle, make 1 forward knot over the string beside it, which will be our first blue string. Whilst you're holding that blue string, take the orange string and make a backward forward knot over it. Bringing our first orange string down, take the blue string and make a forward backward knot over the orange string. Now with that same orange string, make a forward knot over the string beside it, which will be our blue string, the same one we knotted with before. Sorry, different but same. Okay. Now going to the left, take the second to the last string from the left and make 2 forward knots, which those forward knots will only be on our black knots. The images on the left show what knots we're making. Now with the black blue string, we're going to make 3 backward knots. So this string will end in the middle. Taking the orange string on the left, we're going to make 2 backward knots and 1 backward forward knot with that same string, because I segment now. I don't think I've mentioned that before, but I do segment knotting, so I don't do row by row. I just group them together. Taking the next string on the right edge, we are going to make 2 backward knots. Now taking our second to the last string from the right, we're making a forward knot over the last string on the right. There must have been an easier way to say that. Now we're going to take the orange string all the way from the left edge and we're going to make 7 forward knots. It will end on the edge of the right. So going from left edge to right edge. Now we're going to take the next string on the edge, which will be blue, and we are going to make 6 forward knots and 1 forward backward knot, taking us right to where we started somehow, because we made a loop, so we didn't actually do some of these parts. Now going back to the left side again, we are going to take the second to the last string and make a backward knot over the last string. Taking the third to the last, or the blue string in the middle, make 2 backward knots. Now we're just going to repeat the steps again. Taking the orange string in the middle, make 3 backward knots. Taking the orange string in the middle, make 1 backward knot over the neighboring blue string. With the next orange string, make one backward forward knot over that same neighboring blue string. Taking the third string from the left, use that blue string to make a forward backward knot on the orange string. Using that same orange string, make one forward knot on the neighboring blue string. With our second to the last string from the left, make two forward knots. With our blue string on the right, which is our second to the last string, we are going to make 3 backward knots. The string will end in the middle. Now, I forgot to mention the pattern will be linked in the description. Now, with the orange string at the edge of the right, we're going to make 2 backward knots and 1 backward forward knot. Current orange string on the right, we are going to make 2 backward knots only. With our second to the last string on the right edge, we are going to make 1 forward knot over the last string on the right. Now make 7 forward knots with the orange string on the left edge. The time stamp for when the pattern is repeating. At the end of this video, another one will pop up, which would be an alpha wave bracelet. I hope you are into learning about beginner bracelets, and that is a perfect way to learn alphas at the same time learn a beginner bracelet. Have a nice day. Bye.